A very good morning and warm welcome to you all. Today's IELTS class will keep you on the edge of your seat. Hi, this is Manisha here, your IELTS advisor, and today's masterclass is all about the IELTS General Writing Task 1. Today you will learn how to use an appropriate tone consistently for formal, informal, and semi-formal letters that will help you fetch an 8 band or above. Your host for today's session will be Charul Sehgal, a certified IELTS expert. I request you to stay connected with us. There will be a question answer round later in the masterclass. So without taking much time, over to you, Charul ma'am.
Thank you so much, Manisha ma'am, for such a beautiful welcome. Good morning, people. My name is Charul Sehgal, and I am a certified IELTS trainer. I'm already gaining 5+ years of experience in training IELTS students. And in that experience, I have already trained 700+ students and helped them in attaining their desired bands. So today, what is our agenda today? So today we are going to have an overview on IELTS and different parts of the letters and are going to be discussed over here. Moreover, writing analysis is going to be done. Different forms of the letters are going to be discussed. And then how the time should be managed in terms of writing a letter will be elaborated more. Thereafter, closing statements. And last but not the least, question and answer rounds are going to be having with us. All right, so first of all, what IELTS is? What do you understand by the term IELTS? It's an abbreviated term. It's International English Language Testing System is the full form of it. So it is a test which is basically conducted in the English language, or the basic skills of a language are going to be evaluated. First is reading. Reading, basically, it's a task of 60 minutes and we are going to have 40 questions into it. A comprehension passages are going to be given to you. So you need to understand what the passages are all about and what the questions are there, how the questions are to be attempted. Listening, basically, it's a task of probably 30 to 40 minutes. And we are going to have records with us. We need to understand the record. And of course, questions are to be attempted while understanding the conversation or the record which is going to be played. Speaking is a task of 15 to 20 minutes. And we have 3 sections over there into the speaking. Writing. Writing, basically, it's a task of 60 minutes and we have 2 tasks. Before I move ahead, I need you to know like what writing is and how writing is basically different for academic and the general students. For academic students, they have task 1 as a graph writing and task 2 as a topic writing. Like task 1, like they need to spend almost 20 minutes in attempting their task. And task 2, like which is a topic or an essay writing, then 40 minutes are to be spent on the task 2. If we speak about the general students, they have to do the letter as their task 1 and the topic as their task 2. As I'm moving ahead, see, academic, basically, they have to go for the graph writing and the topic writing, and the general students, they need to go for the letter writing and the essay writing. Letter is going to be done or is to be finished in 20 minutes. So you need to understand like what time should be spent on each letter. So before I move ahead with this session, I need to know like who all are there with me live. I need to just let myself know, like just tell your names into the comment box. Let me know like who you are and where are you watching my video from. Just let me know your name. Write your names into the comment box, people. Come up. All right, so just write your name quickly so that we can have a proper conversation and proper interaction with each other. All right, so we basically have 3 sort of letters, like 3 forms or 3 types of letters that we're going to have into our letter writing. One is a formal, another one is an informal one, and then semi-formal. Okay, what do you understand by the formal letters? Like the word itself says formality of the word. Like we have some formality in terms of the words we are going to use into it. So tell me what the formal letters are. Formal letters basically are the letters which are written to the boss, managers, or maybe some higher authority. Like here you need to be very much careful the words you're using or the things or the sentences you're using over there. You can write the letter to the boss asking some, sort of plans that they're going to have into upcoming project, or you just need to have some offs or leaves maybe in near future, or you have interviewed at some place and you really want to join that company, maybe some late. So these sort of letters basically are written into the formal sense. And then we have the informal, like you don't have to be very much peculiar in terms of the word, but yes, it is an IELTS writing. Slangs cannot be used, obviously. So informal letters are basically the letters which are written to your friends, relatives, or maybe your cousins and the brothers. So you will have to be very much careful about the words here, like how you are going to understand the content, how the introduction is to be written, how the main body part is to be written, and how the conclusion. So the informal letter, basically, it's all about to understanding the content and what letters we are going to get over there. Is it like the person is asking for the invitation, or you are going to invite the person, or you actually, it's all about, for example, your friend, that he or she wants to visit your country, and you will be just letting the person know what your country is and what sort of things you can just visit in your country. So these letters are going to come into the consideration or come into the category of informal. And then we have the semi-formal ones. Semi-formals are the letters which are written to the restaurant manager or the society secretary and so on. For example, like you had gone for a dinner to a restaurant, you are not at all happy with the meal that you had over there. Now you will be writing a complaint letter to the, maybe, that person or the restaurant manager, and explaining your entire situation, what was the situation, how people greeted you, or that, they disrespected you, and what basically was the food, and that was not delicious, that was not tasty, that was not at all good. So you will write your entire situation or experience that you had, that you really were not happy with. So you will write everything into your that semi-formal sort of letter, and that is a complaint letter, obviously. All right, so let's move on. Now, what different kinds of letters we have? Like, what are the different forms of letters? You may have complaint letters, obviously, when you're just complaining regarding the food. I just told experience about the restaurant manager, or you can just tell about, for example, you are writing a letter to the secretary of the society, and that person, you really want to say, like, you have a lot of nuisance issue in the society, and you have a lot of, like garbage is spread here and there. You need to write, you need to complain to the secretary of society, like what sort of management they are having in our society. So you will be complaining to the person. So that comes into the complaint letter. Request, anything, any sort of request can be done. Expressing your gratitude. Yes, of course, you are really very much thankful for the things that you have already got. So you will be just showing your gratitude to the person. Asking or giving information or suggestion or feedback. For example, any person, let's say your friend, he actually is living in some other country, and after his or her higher secondary, he wants to think, he really wants an advice from you, like what should be done next, whether it should be, sort of a new job he's supposed to start, or he should go for the further qualification or further education. So he would be asking some information. So he is seeking some advice from you. So that category, almost that comes into this, like asking or taking some information, or that person, any feedback also can be taken by anybody. So these, you need to understand what the content is, what questions have been asked over there. And then you can invite somebody, or you can accept the invitation of some people over there. Apology. Yes, of course, you are going to have apology letter. You need to apologize to somebody, or you can get the apology of other people also. That will obviously decide, that content of the letter is going to decide what is to be written back. All right, so next, I just have shown you over here, like how the letters are asked. What basically is the sentences, or what sentences are there, how the further questions are given to us, how the further points are given to us. See, we have an example over here. You had an interview scheduled in a few days, but you are unable to go there on a specific date. Write a letter to the potential employer, explain your reasons, obviously. Request for rescheduling the date, and elaborate your interest in working for the company. So that has been assured over there that you will be covering all these points into your letter. What next? You need to be careful about the pattern also. How it should be started, what should be the starting point, what should be the middle point, what should be the like introduction before the middle point, what should be the conclusion paragraph, and what should be the closing statement. So you need to adopt the entire pattern for writing your letter. All right. So, okay. How the time should be managed? We are given with the 20 minutes. I just tell once again over here, the time 20 minutes, it's something like it's advised time. Like if you just go for the letter writing, you just write the letter into 20 minutes, that you are able to finish your letter in time, proper time, because you have to give good time to the task too. That we just go for 40 minutes in that situation. But yes, that is some advice time. You should go for the 20 minutes over here. How this 20 minutes can be managed? How you need to understand like what time should be given to the introduction or the starting point. Always and always plan your things. Always make a blueprint of the things what you are going to add into your letter, or maybe your any of the tasks. Always plan it out, always make a blueprint, because actually if suppose a letter or maybe any of the writing task has been given to us and we immediately start writing, most of the time we just write the answer wrong, because we do not understand what actually the question is. We need to be very careful what the question over there has been given to us, whether it is a task 1 or the task 2 is the like graph writing, the letter writing, or the topic writing. Whatever the writing we are going to get, you need to always understand, okay, what the content I will be adding into my writing. If it is a letter, okay, how it is to be started. If it is task 2, okay, what content. The primemost or the foremost parameter for evaluation or for evaluating your task or the writing task is the task achievement. Whatever the question has been asked over there, you need to move according to that question. You will not be writing unnecessary details or left and right things which are not required, which have not been asked to you. Always do understand how you will be planning it out, what content you will be adding into it. So we always advise the students to start planning your answer initially. If that planning time has been used in a very proper way or very optimum way, I am pretty sure that rest of the part is going to be very much easy for you. Means writing, it's very easy for you to writing that out. If you're just going for the task 2, easily you can write your answer in 20 minutes. If you're going for the task 1, easily you can write in 12 or 13 minutes, because half of the work has been done. The planning has been done. What you are going to write has been done already. You just have to jot down the things onto the paper, nothing else. So understand always that is the most crucial part of your writing time management or planning of the time. Like always do plan what you are going to write. Always have a blueprint. It has one more benefit, I tell you. What happens? For example, like you have been given with a letter or maybe any of the writing. So if you're writing something, immediately a point comes to your mind. So what you'll be doing in that time? You will not be writing. That may not be the right situation to express your point or write your ideas over there. What you'll be doing, that point will be written into the blueprint section. That means you have got addition into your writing now. You have got, okay, what other things I'm just going to write. Another benefit is you are going to decide what is the primemost, the most important thing should be written at the first part. It is always said that, always put your best foot forward, always just write your things or always begin your things with the good sentences or the good things. So by planning or by managing your things over there, maybe, spending 2 minutes, or if you're just going for the task of spending 10 minutes, always you have proper idea in your mind, okay, what you are going to write and what point you're going to write it, at which place, what examples you're going to add with that. Since we don't have to write an example in the letter, so it's all about how the plannings can be done. So initially, step one is all about, I just tell like it's all about the step one, understanding the task. We need to understand 2 minutes and understanding the topic. Questions, obviously the question I showed, like we have few questions just below the letter, and we need to understand what questions have been asked over there, and then what are the requirements, what we have to write over there, like how it should be beginning, and how content should be there, what should be the conclusion part, what I'm just going to express over there into conclusion part. So everything should be well managed, and that can only be done in 2 minutes. You need to basically check what you're going to write. You just need to plan out, you need to consider the things. And then step two is the planning. Obviously 3 minutes you will be just taking, okay, I've just thought these are the things, you have understood everything, now you just need to write everything onto the paper, right? So maybe some at some separate place. That is the planning part. All right, so now comes the part three, or the step three, that is the writing the task. Now you will be spending, and I think you will be able to write your answer in 12 minutes if you have already managed, if you have already given a good time in understanding and planning your question, right? What you're going to write over there, that has already been planned by you. You can easily write your answer in 12 minutes now. So that is all about writing the like whatever the things are there, like writing a greeting stage or your purpose, and giving request information, request action, and closing and sign off. Everything will be added into your like writing. When it comes to the writing part, you will be just going step by step what actually are the different parts of a writing. And then obviously you need to check, edit, and revise what has already been written. Do not submit without checking. Always have to just check what you have written. You need to understand what mistakes you have done. Most of the mistakes are rectified by the students only. They actually do while writing. Most of the time we do not understand what, grammatical mistakes we have done, what spelling mistakes we have done, but while editing and checking, we can actually rectify most of our mistakes. And obviously you have been secured, by doing a lot of mistakes and before submission, I would say. So it's better just always go for checking and editing before submitting your answers to the examiner. All right, so next is, see, these are the different parts. I'm like how the letters are to be written. We do not have any dates over there. We do not have any subjects over there. We do not have any specific other pattern. We just need to start with the salutation. I'm like, do not write any specific date, and you will not be specifying the basic, subject, what the letter is all about, and so on. No addresses, no receiver's address, no, sender's address, nothing like that. Only salutation is to be written over there in the beginning. And then after the leaving of space of one line, you will just write the introduction paragraph. That will be all about your introduction and the purpose of writing the letter. What the letter is all about. You will just write the purpose of writing the letter. That introduction paragraph will be in just maybe 2 or 3 sentences. Not much should be written into the introduction paragraph. Then comes the main body. Here you are going to elaborate entire situation, what the letter has been all about, or what the letter is all about. You will just write everything into detail, what they're asking you to write into the main body. Most of the time, your point 2 of the letter, I just showed a letter to you. So point 2, you have different 3 letters at the like below your actual question. So you will be just writing point 2 in elaboration in the main body part. Then comes conclusion. Concluding paragraph is all about one paragraph. What actually solution you can prop to the person, what suggestion you can give to the person, or what you expect that person should do for you. So all these things are going to come into your concluding paragraph. And then concluding paragraph is going to be followed by a closing statement. You will write a closing statement just after the conclusion paragraph, and then complimentary clause by writing, yours faithfully, yours sincerely, and yours lovingly. All like any of one can be written according to the sense of the letter. All right, so Next, we have salutations. We have different sort of salutation over here. You can just write anyone according to the maybe letter. If you have a formal letter and you are not knowing the gender of the person, you can write dear sir oblique madam. And if you're knowing the gender, like the person is sir or the male is there, then just writing dear sir. And if you know that person is a madam or maybe a female, then just write dear madam. If you know that the profession of the person, if that person is a professor or a doctor or any like anything like teacher or any sort of thing, so you will be just writing the profession just before their name, like dear Professor Richard. So you will write the profession just if you know the profession of the person. And then comes dear John. That will be written for the, I mean, like for informal letter. Obviously you will not be addressing your friends by saying sir or madam. Obviously you will be calling the person or addressing the person with the names only. So dear John, dear Smith, dear Rohan, any word can be written that you feel comfortable with, and here your J should be capital. Write your proper nouns with the capital letter. And then next is, just wait. Yeah. Next is introduction part. What introduction part is? Introduction, I told like already to you, it's all about introduction. Paragraph is going to be the introduction of yours plus purpose of writing the letter. Who you are, you have different sort of introductions. Like you can just start with your name, as I just written over here. If you're writing a formal letter, like the person is new to you, for example, the person is a manager or the boss, and you need to address yourself first. You need to specify yourself first, who you are, right? I, Rohan, working as a senior manager in your renowned organization for past 5 years, full stop. And then I am writing to seek some ideas and plans of our upcoming project, which is going to commence from 25th October. So this is your actual introduction. This is your actual introduction. You will just begin your letter with this statement, and then this is the purpose of writing the letter. So this much is actually enough for introducing your letter or writing the introduction paragraph of the letter. So overall, it would be so for example, the letter is all about, you need to write a letter to the manager and asking about, the new or upcoming project is going to be started in near future. And you want some advices, you want to know about the plans and various ideas about the new project. So you will be writing the letter to the manager and just asking, okay, what we are going to do next. So it's all about Rohan working as a senior manager. That would be the introduction statement of yours. And then you will be writing the purpose. That would be in just one statement. So compiled up, you will not be putting any sort of plus. That is just for your idea. Otherwise, that is going to be a complete paragraph. Okay, you have different beginnings over here. I'm writing to draw your kind attention towards. You can immediately start writing. For example, you are writing to the secretary of the society. You can immediately start writing. I'm just writing to draw your kind attention towards increasing garbage issues and so forth. So you can just write actually what the problem you're facing. I'm just writing to seek information about, I'm just writing to express my gratitude towards, I'm writing to express my delightfulness, or I'm just so delighted to have. For example, you have received some project or some object by somebody, or your friend is planning to come to your country and you need to write a letter to that friend that you're really very happy with the thing by knowing that person is going to come to your house. So you are so delighted to know that you are planning to come. So immediately you can start writing in this way. Obviously, when you're just writing some informal letter, again, you will not be specifying over there that I, Rohan, your friend, and so forth. No, immediately just after the salutation, I just can start your letter. I'm just so delighted to know that you are planning to visit our country in near future. So in this way, you can begin your introduction part. All right, so you have various other ways. I trust this is the one which should be written for just informal letter. I trust this letter finds you in the pink of your health and spirit. Means I hope whenever you receive the letter, you would be doing great over there. You are really keeping good over there. So you will be writing this as the introduction statement for the informal letters. All right. So this is all about the introduction part. Anything that really have any query or any sort of doubt that you have into introduction part, you can just write your points into the comment box. Any doubt or anything that you want to clear with me, just write your points or write your queries related to introduction part in your comment box. Okay, so now you have one activity which is to be done by all of us together. Okay, let's do it together. Okay, first of all, I just need to let you know, okay, what main body paragraph is. Main body paragraph is all about the content. That is all about the situation you're going to explain over there. Entire situation is explained in this paragraph, and this paragraph is supporting the purpose of letter, or you can say bullet point 2 is elaborated into this particular paragraph. So you will be writing what the situation is and what actually you expect that person to do for you. Or you just say, like, for example, your friend has written a letter to you and he wants to ask about different places that can be visited in your country. So you will be elaborating all these places, or maybe, whatever the good points of attraction you really feel like, suggesting to that person. You will be writing everything into the main body paragraph while expressing or while explaining what actually different places you can visit. So it's all about the main body. So I have written few sentences. I have written few points over there, which can be written into the main body paragraph. I want you all to let me know, like, what do you understand by these different points? First of all, I have just written one thing over here. I am unhappy about. So what it can be of? Just let me know. I'm like, if I just need to write, I'm really very much unhappy about. So you are, what sort of letter it can be? It can be a complaint letter. It can be a complaint letter. So I'm really very unhappy about the article, or maybe about your behavior, about the things that you just provided to me. So you will be just writing that as a complaint letter. All right, so what other? I really regret the discrepancy that occurred inadvertently. I'm really very unhappy with the discrepancy that occurred, or I really regret the discrepancy that occurred inadvertently. So what sort of letter it can be? I think, what should I write over here? Let me know quickly. It can be the apology letter. Yes, you are apologizing. You are really very, you really feel very bad. You really feel that, that should not have been happened, or that should not have happened. So obviously you will be writing that I'm really regret with the discrepancy that occurred inadvertently. I was delighted about the article. So what sort of letter it can be? Just let me know quickly. It is going to be the need or desire. So you are expecting that person, obviously, like whatever the article that you have got, you are really, that was a need of yours. So that is, you are very happy with the article and you really feel delighted, that whatever the letter thing you're going to get over there. So you really, really feel happy. So it's all about your need and desire. Okay. So I regret from the core of my heart. I regret from the core of my heart. Tell me. Again, regret word has come. So obviously it is going to be the apology letter. Next. Oh, sorry. So sorry. Wait. All right, so next is, I appreciate your personal effort to this matter. Now you really feel like, that person is really putting a lot of efforts in this matter. So what sort of letter it can be? You really appreciate your personal effort in this matter. Tell me what letter it can be of. So that can be a gratitude letter. Next, I have no words to express my gratitude for the services you rendered to me. Gratitude word itself says that it is a, again, gratitude letter. So whatever the services, you are really very thankful to the person. Again, for example, you had gone for a dinner at a place and really very happy or pleased with the dinner that you had over there, with the meal or the services that had been provided to you. So you will be just writing your gratitude for the person. Okay, so that is going to be the gratitude letter. Okay, this was not something expected from your renowned restaurant. It is a complaint letter. So you really feel that whatever the services which had been provided, so that was not expected from them. Obviously, it is going to come into the category of complaint letter. And then I'm extremely thankful for the services you rendered to me. Again, it's a thankfulness comes over here. So you will be writing as gratitude. So these are the different letters and different sentences. Last but not the least is, I would really be grateful if you could provide me with the article that I have been aspiring for a long time. So you really feel that if that article is going to be provided to you, so you really will be very happy to have that article. That comes into the category of need and desire, because you have not yet received the article. You are aspiring that person to provide that article to you. So all these are different letters. These sentences can be imparted into the different letters or the different categories, which I just told in the beginning to you, what sort of different letters you may get over there and how the content can be there. So you will be writing, or you can write these sentences somewhere into the main body paragraph according to the sense or according to the basically meaning of the letters. All right, so I'm just moving ahead with further thing. Okay, last part of your letter is the conclusion paragraph or the closing statement. I told before as well, what happens in the conclusion paragraph, you will just write, what you expect that person to do for you, or you can just advise what you are going to do. For example, I just told, like, you are delayed, you are late to join the company, you are not able to be there, you are not able to go to the interview what has been conducted in the near future date. I told one letter to you in the beginning. So you are not able to be there, you are not able to to present over there at the time of the interview. So you will be writing the letter to the manager or maybe the new manager. And now what you can do, you will just advise, okay, it would really be good if you just give me some extra time, or I really don't want to miss the chance to be the part of your company. So you will write your urgency, your curiosity to be the part of that company. So that curiosity, that urgency at the last can be written in the conclusion paragraph. So in this paragraph, you would request your reader to do something before closing and signing off, obviously. So now, example, like the letter, this is the example for the letter which I just described or told you in just beginning part. So your company has a reputation of being highly professional and employee friendly. I aspire to work in your company and would be grateful if my request is given due consideration. So this is what you will show. What actually was the question of the letter, to remember that. So you will just show your interest for the company, what you want, like what you want that company should do for you. That would be all about, you want that person or the company should give some due time to you, some extra time to you, because extra cannot be done. Like you will not be, that person is not going to do something unnecessary. For example, the interviews have been conducted, if you do not present in the interview date, so obviously why would they consider you? If you have written a letter and showed your urgency over there, then obviously they are going to consider your words. See how good words have been used. Like, you are the highly professional person, you are an employee friendly company, and you will, I request, or I would really be grateful if you just give due consideration to my request. So these sort of sentences are going to please that person, and that extra time is going to be given to you. So in this situation, you need to express your letters in these sort of words. Obviously, that should appeal the examiner also. And at the time of checking and at the time of evaluation, they should consider your words or whatever the words you have written. So it's all about, like, conclusion statement or the conclusion paragraph. So again, you will not be writing much into the conclusion. That 2 or 3 sentences are okay to be written into that paragraph. Now, last, I told, like, closing statement. After conclusion paragraph, one closing statement should be written. I told you that. So I have given 3 options over there to you. Like, closing statement, I have 3 options. Now you will tell me what good option can be written as an answer, as a part of the closing paragraph. Just tell me, what is the best statement or best option to be written over there? We have 3 options: hoping for an early remedial action, looking forward for a favorable reply, and I look forward to meeting you. Tell me what can be the correct option. Quickly, just tell your right options into the comment box for me, and let me know what can be the correct option. Quickly, people, come up. Just tell your right, correct option. What can be the correct option for this particular closing statement? I think I should go for A, because some remedial action is going to be considered, or not. I don't think so. What do you think? Because you are not going to, you have not complained for something, some remedial action is going to be taken. It's not like that. So obviously we'll not be considering this. And then we have looking forward for a favorable reply. Yes, this is somewhere suitable. Let me just go to the next one. Let me see that also. I look forward to meeting you. That could have been your correct option if that, I'm like, that person might have given you the permission to go for the interview. You have not yet given permission. You actually have written that you really want to delay into your, maybe, whatever interview time. So what you expect now? A favorable reply. Meeting can be there. Your meeting word could have been there if that person might have allowed you to go and just go for the interview, maybe after 15 or 20 days delay and so on. That permission has not been given to you yet. So what will be doing? Go for the second one, because you now expect that person or the employer that he should give some favorable reply to you. You want that person should listen to your request, and some reply which is going to favor you is going to be given by them. So I think option B is the most suitable one for this concluding. I'm like, for if you just need to close this letter, so this is the best one to be written. Okay, next. Here I have various closing statements. Just have a look on the closing statements quickly. So we have different closing statements over here. I told, like, after the conclusion statement, you have to sign off the letter by writing one closing statement. So looking forward to hearing from you soon, and or meeting you. That depends on the time. And you can write, I appreciate, or I shall appreciate your early response in this matter, or hoping for an early response from your end, hoping for an early remedial action, looking forward for a favorable reply. That has already been used over there. I would be grateful if you give immediate attention to this matter. This also can be your closing statement. Thanking you in your anticipation. So you will just write these statements according to the actual content or actual sense of the question. You always will have to understand what the question. I'm just repeating the sentences, this statement again and again. Do understand what the question is. If you have understood the statement or the question so properly, only then your answer can be written as the correct or the proper one. Always do understand what the letter is all about, what the question. Do read the things, do read the question once or twice or thrice, whatever the time you really feel like taking in reading your question, just take that time. But always do understand what question has been asked to you, right? So this is one of the closing statement. These are the few closing statements I would say, and you can choose one of them according to your question. All right, so I'm just moving on. This is a complementary clause. You will not be writing much into the complementary. Okay, one more thing I want to tell over here to you. After writing each section, for example, you just write salutation, you need to leave the space of one line and then just start your main body paragraph. And no space should be left in the line before starting the introduction. You need to be careful about the indentation. Maybe say you will just be or they you will just start writing everything just from the beginning of the line. No specific, that used to be the traditional way of writing, leaving the space and writing the new paragraph. No, you will just write your salutation, leave the space of one line, introduction paragraph, leave the space of one line, and then main body, again one line space, conclusion paragraph, one line space, and then last, what actually is this? Closing statement, one line, and then your complementary clause. Yours faithfully, yours sincerely, or lovingly. Any word can be written according to a lovingly word can be for the informal ones, and remaining, if you're just writing to the manager, obviously sincerely word is going to be written. If you're writing a semi-formal letter, then faithfully word can be written. So you will be writing these words according to, again, just the question over there or the sense of the question, and then after this you will write your name. That's it. This is going to finish. I'm like, here you're going to finish your letter. You have these 5 parts, these things which should be imparted in your letter writing when you're supposed to write a letter in your IELTS writing. I hope you have understood everything whichever has been discussed or whatever has been discussed with you as a part of letter. So now I have one example for you people, like what actually the letter is and how the letters are written. You have one example or one sample in front of you. I read it for you for a minute. So initially you have a question like, you are an employee and the company you used to work for has asked for a feedback on how improvements you can brought in the work conditions. So write a letter to the company describing, again, you will be considering these points, your viewpoints, what you think about the good and weak points in the company, and whether you think some changes should be made. So what are we doing in the beginning? Always introduction, obviously, because you need to tell who you are. They don't know, like you just are the person who used to work with them. You're not the current person with them. So you, dear Mr. Jason, and it's really nice to hear from you about the Ex-Employees Association meet being held on 15th December. And I would like to confirm my acceptance to attend the same. That means you have just told, or you can just write with the name also in the beginning, of the way I told as a sample of, or while explaining the introduction part, you can write in the beginning, I, comma, your name and comma, and just write an ex-employee of your company had been working with you maybe 5 years back and whatever. So you can write that statement also in the beginning, or you can write this way also. It was really nice to hear from you that you are just going to have an ex-employee meet or association meet, so that is going to be held on 15 December. I would like to confirm my acceptance to attend the same. It is innovative on your part to invite the ex-employees and ask them to give feedback to the company and suggestions for the further improvement. Obviously, you have written your introduction and the purpose. Now, what is the purpose of writing letter? That you really want that it is really very good that you are taking suggestions and the feedback from the employees who have already worked over there in your organization. So that is all about. Then it has, now you will just come to the next point. What is the next point? What you think about good and weak points in the company. It has really been a memorable experience working with your company. As per my experience, the strengths of the company lie in the healthy work culture, congenial environment, optimum utilization of resources, manpower, and the good benefit schemes. In addition to the job security, you have mentioned every good things which you really realized or experienced in your company. And then there are few weaknesses as well, particularly freedom to work out constraint, to work without constraint, acknowledgement of efforts, clear delegation of responsibility can do some improvement. You have not written everything so directly what weaknesses you have. They just said like these are the things which can improve your place in some good way, right? So next, as far as suggestions pertaining to the changes required are concerned, what is the last point? Whether you think some changes should be made, that will come into the conclusion. One, I would suggest addition of the certain recreational facilities on the campus to ensure efficiency in this area of high stress levels. And rest can be discussed in detail further. Further means when I'm just going to join your meeting, or maybe that meet that is going to be held on 15th December. Next, anxiously looking forward to attend the meet. That is the closing statement. Yours sincerely, and you will write your name after that. This is how your letter is going to be formed. You will just write your letter almost in this pattern, and again, understand the question and just write what has been asked over there. This is all about your letter. I hope you have understood everything in a in a proper way, in a so clear way. If you still have any query, Yogesh, yes, you are here. Ram, thank you so much. You're always welcome. Uh, if there are two body passages, do I need to leave a space between BP1 and the BP2, or the main body without space? See, actually, just try to write your main body paragraph like in one paragraph only. You will not be splitting the main body part in two paragraphs. Yogesh, you will just write your main body in one, because you have only that much to be described. What actually is the question two or the part two of your letter? You will not be writing two main body paragraphs. That will make overall five. That is going to just make your look, or that is going to make your letter look so weird or awkward. Small paragraphs. You've written 5 paragraphs. So it's better just write your main body paragraph in one. Like body paragraph should be written in one part only. No specific two paragraphs should be made. Understood, Yogesh? Clear what I mean to say? Ram Krishna, if any other doubt that you really want to clear, that can ask in the comment box and let me know anything that you want to ask me. And Yogesh, any other doubt that you have? Quickly write your points into the comment box. Shall I move on? All right, so now let's move on to the special offer that we're going to provide. As you know, like festive season is going on, so something special should be given by us and should be taken by you people. So you are going to get 80% discount on the actual fee that we are just going to, that we normally provide the students or provide the student the course in. So you are going to get 80% discount in that particular fees. So for further or any sort of other information, you can contact on the number which has been mentioned over there on the screen. So all the modules are going to be covered into that. So just quickly grab the offer and you can easily clear all the doubts on the number which has been mentioned over there and start your classes as soon as possible. This is just for the festive time. Quickly and move ahead. Yogesh Sharma, yeah, you're welcome. Yogesh, any other point that you really want to ask? Quickly. I hope you have cleared with the things like you have understood what actually the points I need to consider. Letter has been very well, wonderful. All right, so now if any further question, you're welcome, Yogesh. So any further question that you have, people just ask me over here, like any doubt or query that you have related to your letter writing, or maybe related to what offers. I'm not speaking about the offers, obviously, that you'll be just getting to know from the person, or just while talking to the people, or calling on the number and so on. So any doubt that you have related to letter writing, you can just ask, or you can clear your queries over here. Sure, shall I move on? Okay. So now let's move to the most important part of our today's conversation, is the DV framework. What DV framework is, what DV is. Once you enroll with us, you are going to be benefited in a huge number of aspects. I would say, first of all, how the things are evaluated. If we speak about the writing part, you have everything in a very automatic way. Whatever the things you just write over there, you can easily get to know about your mistakes. You get to know what actually are the correct ways of writing the things. And your evaluation of writing is going to be done according to the 4 parameters of writing, or evaluation of writing, I would say. One is the task achievement, cohesion and coherence, lexical resources, and last is grammatical accuracy and the range. So your complete evaluation is going to be considered, or going to be done into all these 4 parameters. This is what actually is done at the time of examination. When your evaluation or assessments are done at the time of IELTS exam, same pattern is going to be followed over here at the time of when your evaluation or when your proper assessments are done during the practice sessions. So you have accurate marking scheme. You are not basically misled, you are not basically misguided over there in terms of the marking, or in terms of the bands which are given into the writing part, or maybe any other module, right? And then you can record your voice. For example, you have a speaking terms, you really want to know what changes you want to have into your speaking. So you can easily record your voice on the phone, and you can send it to the teacher, because you will be in a regular contact with the teacher who is going to teach you over there during the session through the DV chat box. So you will be connected through the DV chat box with the teachers, and you can easily send your speaking answers, or maybe any other sort of things, or any query related to the writing or any other module, through the DV chat box or on the DV chat box to your teacher. So you can get to know about your correct score when you just go and send your question or maybe answers to the teacher. And then you have a good library of the DV school. So you have good number of books once you enroll with us. And in those books, you will be finding good number of practice tests. So you can do the practices while sitting at any place of your home. And these are not just confined to the number of hours, or these are not just confined to the hour that we are going to take in a day with us. No, you are there with the books 24/7. You can use the books while sitting at any place or while going to any other place. So it's easily available to you. The books are easily available to you whenever you feel like practicing from them. You have good number of practice sessions, and in fact the sample answers sometimes of the question, maybe writing and so on. Okay, how your bands are given. For example, you're doing a reading or a listening. Once you finish the test, you will get your correct answers right in front of you. So you do not have to wait for the next day of your class or the teachers, what your correct answers can be in that particular question or in those particular questions. No, you can immediately get your correct answers just in front of you once you finish your test. Yes, if you do not understand, how these answers are correct, how I have just got these answers correct, these sort of corrections or these sort of explanations can be taken from the teachers during the class or maybe on your DV chat box. So you have really very good platform where you can easily work upon your IELTS module, and you are so comfortable while practicing your all the modules of writing. And last, you will get your actual summary overall, how many bands you have got, like how many questions you have done are correct, how many are incorrect, and how many you have not attempted, and what is your overall score. So you will get your actual evaluation, and you can just check your position maybe in the batch, where are you standing in that point of time. Last, and I would just say, like, you are given with the assignments by the teachers, and you need to finish your assignment in the stipulated time, whatever the time you need to go ahead with in terms of the assignments. So your regular assignments will be given by the teachers according to the task, or according to the practices that had been done into the class. So according to all these things, your assignments are going to be given, and evaluations will be done by the teachers only, and you will get the feedback, and you will get the actual band score in that particular module of IELTS. And this is actually how you can take the examples in terms of the video. You have live examples, you can take the you can get to know about the pronunciation of different things. You have just various video examples, you can just access to those examples, and you have improvements in your speaking and maybe other sort of modules. All right, so I just like I just told before as well to you, you will be in contact with the teachers throughout the day, 24/7. You will be just sending your messages to the DV teacher, or maybe the teacher who is going to be teach you during the classes. So you will be in a regular contact with the teachers 24/7. Whatever the message, whatever thing really feel like asking, you know, if like speaking things and all that, you want the teacher to provide more assignments to you, so you can easily connect, you can be connected with the teachers throughout the day, right? Next, these are the wonderful people who have already gained good trainings from the mentors of our institution. And you can also become the part of these people, this troop, this group, you can become the part of. So just enroll yourself and start your classes as early as it is going to be possible for you. Next, if you have any further query, any doubt that you really want to clear regarding the session that we had been conducted today, or maybe regarding your IELTS things and IELTS modules and what classes and so on, you can just call on the number which has been given on the screen, or you can mail us on the info@dv.com. So you're always welcome, people. You can go and just get yourself enrolled, and just let us know if you have any doubt or any query, and let us know for if you really want to have any other videos to be made by our experts, maybe you're related to IELTS modules and so on. If you have any query sort of things, you can mail us, and you can drop your messages, or you can call to the number which has been given on the screen. Thank you so much, everyone.